A standard 12-volt, 100-amp-hour battery contains exactly 1,200 watt-hours of theoretical energy. Under a consistent 50-watt load, the mathematical expectation is a flawless 24-hour runtime. In practice, these systems often terminate at hour 14, showing no signs of mechanical damage or external fault. This leads many to assume the battery cells are structurally degraded or chemically dead. Invisible thermodynamic inefficiencies across the system architecture siphon that missing energy out before it reached the load. Diagnosing off-grid failure requires analyzing the entire circuit as an interconnected geometric loss model rather than focusing on individual components. Troubleshooting an off-grid system requires tracking the systemic decay of energy rather than simply adding up the power draw of every device. We will trace the flow of a single watt, starting from chemical storage and moving through every physical transition point. At each of these boundaries, a fraction of the power is diverted away from the primary output. These localized inefficiencies multiply, which geometrically collapses the final usable capacity of the system. This diagram shows the starting baseline of 1,200 watt-hours stored within a 12-volt lead-acid battery. Battery chemistry dictates a depth of discharge limit, where only 50 DC to AC inverters typically operate at a 90% efficiency rate. This conversion process sheds 10% of the energy as heat, dissipating it into the surrounding environment as thermal energy. Subtracting this tax brings the accessible total down to approximately 459 watt-hours. Forcing energy from direct current into alternating current always exacts an unavoidable thermal toll on the system's total runtime. The next loss stage occurs within the copper cables that transport power between these components. Every centimeter of copper wire possesses baseline electrical resistance, which typically accounts for a 5% efficiency loss in standard configurations. The resistive power loss equation shows that loss equals current squared times resistance. Because the loss scales with the square of the current, low-voltage architectures are inherently more susceptible to power bleed. A 1,000-watt load on a 12-volt system pulls over 80 amps, whereas a 48-volt system pulls only 20. The 12-volt system requires 4 times the current to do the same work, which generates 16 times the thermal loss within the wiring. This concentrated heat can degrade insulation and create points of electrical arcing. Low-voltage setups are designed to shed power through their own physical architecture when placed under heavy load. Beyond active loads, the inverter itself draws a continuous parasitic standby current 24 hours a day. Efficiency further degrades when the system moves from standby into periods of high demand. Under high current demand, the internal battery voltage sags. This line graph shows that voltage dropping below the safety threshold. When the voltage dips past this point, the inverter's safety software initiates a hard shutdown to protect the cells. The system terminates operation while accessible, chemically viable energy remains idle inside the cells. This premature shutdown is the result of the system executing a protection protocol triggered by architectural stress. We have now quantified the primary efficiency stages: battery chemistry, thermal conversion, cable resistance, and standby drain. Multiplying 85% battery efficiency by 90% inverter efficiency and 95% wiring efficiency results in a total system efficiency of roughly 72%. These losses multiply against one another, compounding the total energy drain. This multiplicative effect ensures that real-world runtime is consistently 20 to 40% lower than theoretical textbook calculations. Designing a system based on individual component specs without accounting for this compounded loss leads to a system that fails to meet operational requirements. The primary mitigation is the use of 24 or 48-volt architectures rather than 12-volt setups. Higher voltages reduce the operating current, which minimizes the exponential thermal penalties described by the resistive loss equation. Increasing cable gauge and minimizing the distance between components further lowers the baseline resistance of the circuit. Selecting inverters with low idle draw specifications also preserves capacity during periods of inactivity. Calculating the energy you generate is only half of the design process. You must also rigorously model the energy the system will inevitably dissipate.